Guess who's back? Back again.
The Cookoo Podcast.
Welcome back to the Cookoo Podcast. I am one of the hosts, Arya, and this with me is...
Benita Michelle Gomez, a.k.a. Beedo.
A.k.a. BMG, a.k.a. the real Benson 5. But anyways, it's been a while. I guess we should answer the question, where have we been?
Where have we been, Cookoo?
We've been here in Sandy, Utah, but that's not the question we're answering here. Where we've been from the podcast, which is we've just been busy. Life has gotten on the way, conflicting schedules, right?
Yeah, our schedules did not align at all for a while there.
I was actually wondering, when was the last time we posted? Like summer?
I feel like it was like October.
Really? Okay, so it's been a couple months then, a few months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess conflicting schedules, because we kind of had the exact opposite schedule.
Yep. You had school on the days that I could do stuff, and I was working when you could do stuff, so...
Yeah, so during the fall, I was full-time school and working as well. But now I'm part-time because I only need 3 more classes to graduate. So I have more time on hand, and I'm able to align my schedule with yours.
Yeah, so we should be able to start getting back to recording.
But it's crazy how life is and how things just happen unexpectedly, right?
Yeah. What has recently happened unexpectedly?
Well,
Are you referencing something?
No, I was just talking about our podcast, that we went like pretty consistently, able to do it, and then, always had a consistent schedule. We always recorded, whatnot, and then we go from to that to nothing, basically.
Yeah, it felt bad, but now we can get back on track. So,
and I guess this leads to our whole episode title, which is life.
Yep. Life is crazy.
I even just think about starting this off with basketball. Thinking about how basketball kind of in the summer, fall, early, we would always be playing, at least once or twice a week. We'd have a consistent number of people. But then now we try to schedule basketball. Nothing works. Nothing, everyone's busy, kind of things get in the way, and then stuff doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's true. But do you have any specific topics about life you want to?
Well, I was going to ask you first. Is what have you been up to with life? What are you doing right now?
So a little update for BMG. I've just been working at a new financial tech company. I think I was definitely working here the last time we recorded, but
did you ever mention? I don't think you ever mentioned it, right?
Probably not.
Okay.
But I've just been doing that, and I've just been trying to also learn programming on the side, so I can hopefully be an engineer there eventually.
Okay.
Have a little program where I can work with the engineers there and hopefully move up eventually. I mean, that's basically all I've been focused on.
So you've been full-time work along with this, kind of at work.
It's kind of like having classes on the side as well, because I'll come home and work on my programming and stuff. But
what are you programming? What coding or whatever?
I'm doing web development, so JavaScript, HTML, and CSS.
How's that been so far?
I really like it. I think it's super interesting. I came from Java, and so it's just kind of a new angle, a new perspective on what you can do with programming, and I have enjoyed it.
Well, I was going to ask you, this actually was a question I wanted to ask you. So you left school, which you were doing computer science, which is programming, right? And you left that with no intentions of going back, right?
Yeah.
But now you found yourself back.
I did 2.5 years, and my major was computer science. And so I have a pretty solid background on programming. I at least learned the basics, but I think just in that environment, I did not enjoy learning it because probably multiple factors, but I don't think my teachers were that great. And anytime I felt like I was falling behind, the class would just move forward. But with this, I can just go at my own pace and make sure I'm learning everything correctly.
So you're just learning with a program?
I'm using Code Academy. It's a website that you can pay for, and my work's paying for it.
Okay.
And you can complete classes that can take 6 months, and it'll give you a certificate that you can show in your resume and stuff.
So you just randomly did your work ask you to do this, or you want to do this?
They just opened it up. They're just we'll pay for people to if they want to take these classes and work with our engineers, because they'd rather develop people that already work there to become engineers there in the future rather than trying to find other people.
Yeah.
Because that way I can learn directly from their engineers, and so it'll be a lot smoother transition.
Okay. And so you like the idea, kind of like, were you hesitant at first since you said you didn't like it prior, or no? You were just like...
I was just kind of like, screw it, I'll do it. It's been a long time since I coded. Maybe I'll enjoy it. I don't know.
You enjoy it now?
Yeah.
More than you did?
I'm liking it a lot.
Okay, interesting.
So that's what I've been focused on. What about you, Cuckoo?
I've just been focused on school. I probably had my hardest semester yet during the fall. I took a podcasting class. That was interesting. This semester was really hands-on. I took because I'm a double major in criminology and journalism. But this semester I really focused on journalism, and a couple of my classes were just hands-on. So I took like an investigative journalism class, which was taught by someone who worked at Fox 13. And so kind of get like hands-on experience, like with someone who's like professional in the field, really changes like the way I do my work.
What does investigative journalism entail?
So you're just investigating a cause. So let's say someone's like, this is one of the examples that we use. Vivint Smart Home was ripping people off. They were using other people's like, I don't know if it was like other people's names to get loans or something. So you basically investigate a problem and you get with a news story. So the whole semester we had like a bunch of guests, lectures, and whatever it may be, but it was very hands-on. So we had one major long project semester long, and it was just a huge investigative piece where basically I had to do a bunch of research and interview a bunch of people and then come up with a good piece. And it's very hard. Like journalism is very hard. Yeah, especially investigative, but
difficult field.
Yeah, but I was gonna say podcasting was interesting. So I was with my podcasting class, I was taught by someone from KSL, and that was actually a pretty fun class. Like we had someone from the Cold Podcast, which is a very popular true crime podcast, come and talk to us. So I kind of learned the ins and outs of like marketing, what people want to hear, what not, and it kind of like actually it made me want to record more because I learned so much and. Hopefully we like taking it because like
can apply it.
Hopefully. Yeah, like there's so many things I'm like, wow, like I mean, not to say that obviously we're new to podcasting, but there's so many mistakes. I'm like, wow, we did this, that, and so now I know what to look for, how to quote unquote make a better podcast, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, season 1 this season is like pretty much a trial.
Yeah, this is. Oh, by the way, this is our finale.
Yeah, this is our last episode, but yeah, we're gonna get into that.
Yeah, but yeah, just school was, I also, my work, because I just work at the school, I just work at the services desk, so like an info desk, and then I got like a promotion just to work with the admin office, and so it was nice, because obviously you get promoted, but at the same time I have more responsibilities, which I kind of just go to work and just work on homework, but then with this I actually had to like, I'm not saying that I don't work, but I actually do more stuff. And I was like, dang it. But it's actually been fun. Like, even with my job, like just like doing more and like having more opportunities has been fun. But like that along with being full time in my hardest semester yet was very challenging. I found very little time to do things.
Yeah. I mean, sounds like you were pretty busy.
You know, one thing we did pick up though from besides podcasting is we started recently going skiing and snowboarding.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We've been skiing and snowboarding when we can.
We usually go, yeah, that's something we fit in usually one day a week, hopefully.
Hopefully now we'll have more time.
It's crazy. Like, I was just thinking, like, how I went from not ski. It's been like 3 years since I skied last. And then all of a sudden we just, like, got a pass to Brighton. Yeah. And we're going. I was like, all right.
I mean, it's super fun.
It's fun, yeah.
It's
I didn't realize.
It's expensive, but if you can... pay for it, then it's definitely super fun.
It's kind of crazy what type of opportunities or what happens just randomly and just go with it.
Yeah.
I kind of live my life just by, just winging it or doing whatever. I don't know how you are. Like, if something happens, like, you want to do this, I'm like, sure. If you want, like, someone's like, oh, you don't do that, I'm like, all right. I don't, like, think about, like, planning, I guess, anything. It comes up with a question our friend Isaac was asking me when I was just talking to him the other night was like, and I guess actually a lot of people ask me this, now that I'm coming up to graduating in May, is like, what are you going to do once you graduate? And I'm like, well, that's hard. I don't know what I want to do.
I'm guessing something with your degree.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's kind of like when you get out of high school, it's like the same position. Like, you get out of high school, you're excited, you graduate, then all of a sudden you're in college, and you're like, well, pick what you want to do for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
A lot of pressure.
At least for me, I went in not knowing what I wanted to do. So that's why I ended up in a double major, because I didn't know if I wanted to do this or that, and I chose both. But now I'm at the same position now, 4.5 years later, where it's like, all right, now pick what you...
It's been so long.
I know, it's like, now it's like, well, pick what you want to do. And I'm like, I don't know what I want to do. Because, like, I don't know. I think I've always wanted to do the typical thing of, like, just taking a break and quote-unquote traveling. But I don't know if I want to travel. But I definitely do want a break. And then I don't know what I would
deserve
do.
it.
I earned this break. Maybe I'll pull what all of our friends do and just go to different countries.
Yeah, go to a different country.
Go to Taiwan or Spain, or I'm just going to move to a different country. It just seems to be the trend in our friend group.
Yeah, apparently.
I guess once you graduate or get...
You can't blame him for wanting to get out of Utah.
I think we were actually talking about this when we were going to Brighton the other day. It's like living in another country. That would be such a huge change in life.
Oh, yeah.
Like, imagine, like, especially by yourself. I mean, our friends had gone with other people from the country, so it wasn't too terribly difficult to adjust.
It wasn't just them.
Yeah.
Going into a new place and having to do everything.
Like, I've always wanted to move to Europe, but then I'm like, oh, it'd be cool to live in Europe, but then I don't speak the language. I'm pretty sure, like, they discriminate towards Americans, right? Like, why don't you speak the language?
I don't think anyone would, like, truly hate you, though.
If you move there. It would be hard. Yeah, I guess, like, it's kind of like honestly, people that, you know, foreign exchange students or anyone that comes from a different country here, you know, they come here and they don't know what to do, but you kind of figure things out as they go on.
Yeah.
But I guess to go back to the point, I don't know, like, when people ask me what you're gonna do after you graduate college, I'm like, I'll play it by ear. Is that the same? We'll see. I kind of, I like living that way, because although it's not a good way, because, like, right now, like even you, for example, like, by doing your programming school or whatever it is,
my classes,
your classes, like, you're preparing yourself for the future.
I definitely am, like, more planned and, like, have an image of where I want to be, like, within a year.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm not very, like, what's the word? Spontaneous.
Yeah.
But I think there's pros and cons to both.
I think it's honestly better to be planned, because right now, I think usually in your last year or last semester of college, you want to have a job lined up for when you graduate. But for me, I kind of want to just play it by, like, whatever happens, happens, you know? But, like, when you do it the way you do, where you're planning your future, like, you have something kind of concrete.
I definitely need, like, a goal constantly to be working towards.
I guess for me, my goal has been school, but then once school's done, what's my goal now?
Fair.
But, I think there's pros and cons to both, and I wish I could be the one where I could, like, I have something planned, but I kind of like not having anything planned, just kind of seeing what happens.
Yeah. See where life takes you.
So how long do you have to do this programming in order to become an engineer?
Probably take me, like, I think to, like, be an engineer there, it might take, like, a year or maybe longer.
From now? Or from when you started?
Probably, like, from now.
Okay.
And then I'll be finishing the current class I'm in probably in, like, 4 months.
So you finish your class, then what?
Then I just start working with the engineers there on projects and stuff.
Shadowing and,
like,
okay.
Yeah. Sort of shadowing. It's, like, kind of
internship?
Yeah, it's kind of an internship. But, I mean, I'm already working there. It's just I'm in a different area and they're just helping me out. But I think it would probably be like 6 months of that, I'm guessing.
Okay.
But, I mean, it's totally new. Like, so, this is the first time our company's done this. And so I'm not 100% sure.
I hear that a lot of tech companies actually are very good to their employees, and they offer, like, stuff like this to, like, trainings, for example. Like
most tech companies do this.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's just a good way to hire people that you already know are good workers.
I think, like, this is kind of similar topic, but like Google tries to retain their employees by offering all these free classes, offering even free food, whatever it may be. So when, like, for example, your company offers you, hey, we will pay for you to learn how to code. And then that way you kind of remember that, and you also learn.
Yeah, that's cool.
Your job.
I get to work with some of the engineers there every week, and it's just like a meeting where they can help answer any questions I have, just help advance me. Then I'm getting to know them as well.
Are these engineers typically our age?
I'd say like a good chunk of them are probably like 4 or 5 years older.
Okay.
Maybe like a couple
so these are
of
like
them are just a couple
grads.
Years older.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, I mean, there's also some engineers that are like in their 40s, probably, but...
I've always wondered that if most of these engineers are people who've been working for a while, or they're newer.
Some of them are. Like,
some of them are, okay.
Most of like the heads of like different areas are older for sure.
So,
what were you going to say?
I was going to say, I'm going to ask you, what do you think big picture? So, do you picture yourself, okay, you finish this training, you get an engineering job. Do you plan on just sticking with this and just kind of taking as far as you can?
I would want to get experience with just like time working there on my resume.
Okay.
And then if I want to, I can go find a different job, and at least I'll have that on my resume that I've been an engineer at a company for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And like long term, I think it would be cool to be a teacher. Like once you have like the ability to retire, I would not want to retire and just do nothing. That would drive me crazy.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool to be a teacher that teaches programming somewhere.
Yeah, I remember actually just even going back to our classes at Jordan, even at the U. Some people just, like you said, retire and just teach. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. So
right now in life, just trying to see how far this goes.
Yeah.
Because I guess that was one of the questions. I guess I kind of already your answer was like, what are your future plans in life? What are your goals? What are your ambitions that you haven't answered yet?
Well, I think those are my future plans and goals.
No traveling, no nothing in the future?
Yeah, there's other things I want to do, like in my life. I definitely want to travel a lot. I've had the opportunity to travel a little more, like last year. Mm-hmm. I went to like Denver, I went to Hawaii, I went to Vegas. But anyways, I definitely want to like travel out of the United States.
Have you been out of the U.S., by the way? I don't
know
if I asked that.
As a very young child, I like crossed into Canada or something, but I don't
Someone
really
call
count
the police.
That.
Yeah.
But I would love to go to Japan and Europe specifically. Yeah. But yeah, so that's definitely like something I would like to do in my life. And I think I can, like, that'll definitely happen. I just need to have like a career where I'm making enough money to do that sort of stuff.
Even speaking short term, for 2022, do you have any plans on what you want to do besides work towards the job or your job?
Like traveling or just anything?
Like what did you set? Like, okay, I'm gonna do this year. I'm gonna travel. I'm gonna open a business. I don't know. I said that, but what were your ambitions? Anything?
I mean, I would like to maybe like just have healthier habits.
Okay. I agree with that.
Maybe like just eating better, getting more physical activity.
Yeah.
Which I feel like I'm doing well with like the snowboarding and basketball. But that's like something I've thought about, is like trying to be better at eating healthier. I don't know. That's kind of a goal I have for this year.
Okay. No traveling.
I mean, I would love to travel. I don't have like anything in mind though, specifically.
Okay.
Like just whatever comes up or whatever like people suggest as a possibility.
So you're kind of playing this, at least this year, just like kind of winging it in a way?
Well, I'm just focused on like coding, and then like whatever else happens on the side happens more. So I guess.
Whatever happens, happens.
What about you? Do you have any plans specifically for this year?
Yeah, I'm going to fly to Jamaica and become a Coke dealer.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
That'll be interesting for the podcast.
I imagine like interview with someone with cartel. No, dude, I just think Obviously, like getting in a healthier shape, lifestyle. That was goal number one. Graduating, also, but that one's. I feel like I got set. Hopefully, it would suck that if I don't graduate in May because I should be graduating, but graduating, being healthier, and then I don't know, just doing something fun because I don't want to like. Although at the same time, like I don't want to like hop right into a job, like because it would just suck. Like, and a lot of people, it's probably best to do it because like going straight from school to work. But I mean, like I would like to have like a gap year or something in between, to kind of.
You could like just work, and then do whatever else you want.
What are you saying?
Like you could just have like a job for a year that doesn't necessarily involve like your degree. Like maybe what you're doing right now.
Yeah, I mean...
And be able to just kind of maybe travel a bit. Is that what you're saying?
No, for me, I'm just saying, like, after I graduate, like, I'm done. Like, not done, but I want to take, like, the year off, kind of explore, like what opportunities I can get, where, I mean, like, I would like to travel to some places, but obviously that requires money, and then...
Yep.
Or to get money, you need to work... But honestly, at the very least, I would just like to have the summer off. Like, my goal is just to have the summer off, get in shape, do whatever I want, go to St. George and, roast my friend, beat him up on basketball a little bit.
Yeah, I want to do that too.
No, I feel like this upcoming year will be good in terms of a lot of things that are happening. We'll have people coming back, I'll be graduated. So I feel like there's some opportunity. I think it'll just be fun, I guess.
I think 2022 does look like a good year.
Yeah, honestly, I would say, how was life for you in 2021?
It was kind of like, just like, what's the word? Where you're just kind of stuck in like I'm blanking on the word.
It's like the movie Groundhog Day or whatever. It's like a loop.
Just like kind of repetitive.
Yeah.
And I was like, trying to figure out what I was trying to do because I had left college and I had just been working and through all of 2020 I believe, and then 2021 I was like, all right, so what am I going to do with my life now that the COVID's kind of passed a little bit? I could go back to school now, or I could keep working.
Oh yeah.
And so I was kind of just trying to figure out where I was going. And then I found the job at this financial tech company, and it kind of gave me like a path and a goal to work towards. And so it was just kind of a year of figuring out like what I'm trying to do.
Because I forgot to ask this, you did want to go back to school prior, right?
I had left school. I was like, I initially thought I would just take a year break and then switch majors and do something else, which I did try at the start of 2021. Actually, I did do one semester in graphic design, and I just ended up not liking it at all. And so I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna work right now, because I was also maybe not in the best place like mentally.
Yeah.
And so I really wanted to just focus on like myself and like not having like all the stress from school.
School is stressful.
But yeah, so it was just kind of figuring out what I wanted to do, and it ended up being focusing on programming at this company.
That's interesting.
Which I think is a good goal, a good thing to work towards, and I'm enjoying it. And so
I don't know what like. I guess the old timer saying it's crazy how life comes like back full circle, where you went to school for programming, you ended up not liking it, and then you come back around and now you like it, right?
Yeah, I do enjoy it, and
that's what you want to go into. I
think one of the problems with like in college was I only saw like one side of programming with like one or two kinds of languages, and so I really didn't have like a full exposure of like other things I could be doing with programming, and so I don't know. I do think like the teachers in the class format like really sucked. Personally,
basically, yeah, I feel like especially with like computer science or any type of engineering type degree, a lot of kids just push through it. It's stressful. You might not like it Because at the end of the day, you're like guaranteed a pretty nice job. So kids just
Yeah.
kind of push through it. But at the same time, like you said, you're like, you honestly, I feel like you learn more while on the job with anything.
Yeah, I would say so. And from what I've heard from like engineers at the company I'm working at right now, they've told me, and a good chunk of them like don't have a degree. They've
Interesting.
done like the same path that I am going
Yeah.
down. But this one person I was talking to who just graduated told me, he was like, a lot of times teachers for programming at universities like really just aren't the best, because why would you choose a job in teaching over like an actual career in programming where you could make so much more? And so teachers are not usually, like obviously there's cases where they just have a passion for teaching, so they want to be a teacher.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of teachers out there who are teaching programming because they couldn't find a better job. And so that might indicate that maybe they're not the best at it.
Yeah.
So
if Benson's former professor are listening, he's roasting you guys.
I did have one good professor, but
I'm just kidding.
And he's told me, he's like, there's definitely like good and bad things about going to getting your degree. Like, it's a degree.
I forgot
that has value.
Yeah. Well, it goes back to my earlier point when I said like having classes taught by people who, because my two of my 5 classes are taught by actual people who worked in the journalism field, like they still do. And so like he would like be teaching our class at 9, and then I would just see him in the Fox 13 9 o'clock news.
Yeah.
But it is interesting, like, because when you have people that are actually doing it and that know, like, the guys compared to like a teacher, because a teacher can teach you, but they're not actually in the field. Honestly, hands-on experience is the best. Like, when I was hands-on investigating journalism, like, that was my best. You know, when I was hands-on podcasts, like honestly, when people just like study out this textbook, like, you don't learn shit, honestly, in my opinion.
It's just everyone learns their own ways.
Yeah.
And I think the Code Academy course for me has been working really well. But yeah, is there anything else you wanted to like move on towards? Any things that have to do with life? Any other questions?
Do you have any questions for me I should ask? That's my one question to you.
Do I just about the topic of life?
You know, the reason why I picked like this topic of life is because life happens, right?
Oh,
what?
Really?
No. Okay, let me rephrase this. It's like, because a lot of people were messaging me or asking me like, why haven't you posted in a while? You know, I'm like, well, it just didn't work out. You know, like things happen. Like, honestly, I don't know what to say. I was like, just life happened. You know, like shit happens, shit hit the fan. But it's kind of the same where it's like life. Like, I started school. I wasn't, and during summer, I was still in school full time, but I wasn't working. But now, and then fall came, I was still full-time school, but working as well. So that got taken up. But anyways, just stuff happens in life where like things get pushed to the side, I guess. So that's like the reason why I did this, is to explain why we haven't been.
Yeah.
Like, do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. And I feel like we've gone over that pretty well.
Yeah, are we starting to sound repetitive here?
I was wondering if you wanted to move on to like the topic of what our plans are for season 2.
Oh, dude, so many new plans. I feel like one of the biggest goals I want to achieve in season 2 is to have more guests on.
I agree.
Like, and I already, you know, people have talked to, I don't know about you, but they talked to me about coming on the show. And you know, one of the biggest things a lot of good podcasts have is they have interesting guests.
I think we have like enough people for sure to like be lined up for literally every episode.
If you
wanted, because I've had people talk to me as well, so I think we have like a solid lineup of people who would be willing and want to come on the show.
I honestly, like, then there's so many things, like, honestly, I would love to just have different perspectives in art than just us two. Because when, like, I think back to one of our friends who, he was a music producer, and now he makes his own clothing. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know if we should say names, you know, I don't want to get sued.
Not without their consent.
Yeah, we call him
Don't
T.
Drop it.
We call him T. He doesn't listen to this podcast, I know, but so I really could just say his name. He wouldn't listen. But yeah, T. One interesting thing about him is his course in life, because like he was actually just telling us when we were playing basketball, like how he's glad he stuck and got his associate's degree, but now like his whole life's been like crazy. He like made music, then he went to school, then he dropped out of school, like continued music. Now he's making like this clothing brand, and he's kind of just working on
stuff. You just gotta figure out what you have a passion for.
And anybody like there's been a lot of people just kind of figure out, like everybody has their own unique story, and just kind of like talking to them. Like that's the biggest goal for me, getting more guests on the show.
Okay.
What about you?
I like that. Yeah, I think it would be good to kind of have more of an identity of what our podcast is about.
Yeah.
Because it kind of feels a little all over the place right now.
That is true.
Like what topics we're talking about. But like I like to talk about anything. So
I kind of like, this is a great point, Benson. I want it to be more structured as well. Because that's the thing we learn in class. You want a good structure. You want to know what you're doing.
Yeah, we should definitely like apply the stuff you learn in your class.
But I also kind of like the way we kind of just freeball it, kind of do our own thing. We need to have a good balance between both.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree, yeah.
And I think we're going to talk more about things people want to hear too.
Yeah. Yeah, we should talk about what people want to hear, obviously.
Like we started off like kind of...
I feel like we've been doing that.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I remember we were going to, way at the beginning of season 1, we were talking about serial killers, conspiracy theory. And
I kind of want to get more onto that, personally.
Yeah, and that's where I kind of was thinking, too, like, even, like, I could try to arrange some, things, with my connections in DC and try to get, like, a serial killer on here, to interview.
Okay. All right.
Let's get Dexter Morgan on the show. But anyways, no, I'm just kidding. But, yeah, like... Just kind of like you said, doing like that type of thing would be interesting. Like, because we were talking about people who've escaped, like serial killers or stuff like that. That'd be cool.
Like a conversation about
it would be cool
with close encounters.
Yeah, it'd be cool if we like talk about it and then kind of give our opinion.
Yeah, or just like pick a serial killer or something. But, anyways, like, is there anything else that you want to be happening with season 2?
I think season 2 is also, we're going to be more engaging on YouTube. I think, I don't want to say think, because I want to have a video with our audio.
I agree.
On our YouTube. Because although we
have to get a better setup for that sort of
stuff. And I think with season 2, like, a better setup will come. I have more access to resources, but video, in case people don't know who we are, I mean obviously they can just click on our profile and see our pictures, but I want to work on the YouTube channel, whether just kind of expand for podcasts. I want to do
just like put more on different
because I want to do
outlets.
I want like more specific, more focusing on YouTube specifically. I want to do more like Q&A videos. I kind of want to do a meet the hosts. I kind of want to just show us more visually.
We got to go visit Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah, so if our friend G McFlair is listening, we're coming. We need to go there.
Yeah. Do stuff like that though, where we have like maybe videos.
I want because I want more. I want people to see us just from not just listen to us. I want them to see. Oh, there's Benson. We have a Q&A for him. Like it's like the people that have the Google cards, the celebrities, and they answer Google questions. But we'll do it with us. It's like where was Ben? It's like I forgot the things. It's like wired autocomplete. Yeah. If you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
It's like you pull a thing. Where is Benson from? When was he born? What's Benson's favorite food? Stuff like that. I want to like just more getting to know us.
Okay.
Because no one really knows who we are. We could be deep down. We could be serial killers.
2 people talking into a mic right now.
Yeah, we could
That's all we are.
Next day, we're in the news for a manhunt. You don't know us, so so by getting to know us,
be murderers.
Yeah, basically, I want to grow the YouTube channel because I think right now, like we're doing pretty well on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, whatever other platform we're on.
Doing pretty well for not having uploaded for like 3 months. But
also, a big shout out to everyone that's been wanting to hitting me up and hitting Benson up to add more podcasts and get us, love the loyal fans.
Yeah.
Except for the ones we gave a T-shirt to and didn't send me a picture in. If you're listening,
Just throwing shade.
no, actually, I think we did it. We did a giveaway with our shirts, and I think basically everyone gave us a picture besides a few. So shout out to the loyal fans who the day ones.
I mean, the people who earned the shirt did it by listening to our podcast.
Yeah, so
shout out to them too.
Shout out to them too. I do want to have like more people that listen to our podcast come on too. Yeah. So, but yeah, what did you ever answer the goals? Yeah, you go on.
What did you just say?
I was like, did you ever answer what goals you had for season 2?
I was just gonna say something else I would like is just obviously more consistent uploads, like literally at least once every week.
Yeah.
And I know I said that before in season 1, and then life happened. But I would really like to not let life happen and get in the way of it this time. I think with our schedules, it'll be a lot easier now.
I think with season 2, we should make a promise or at least agree to like one episode a week.
Yeah.
And we could, we're going to plan. We're just planning. We just got to be better planners. More structure, like you said.
I agree. We got to have more of an outline.
Is there anything you want to see? Like episodes you want to do or people you want to have on? Anything like that?
Just the people that have been asking consistently to be on. I'd like them to get a chance to come on. And then as far as topics for episodes go, I mean, I'm definitely just interested in horror or crime. And I know that's obviously a pretty popular and kind of basic topic for a podcast. A lot of podcasts do that. But it's just so interesting.
It's interesting to think how many things have happened in Utah. Too.
Yeah, we could focus on stuff that's happened in Utah.
You could focus on Susan Powell or Ted Bundy, whatever local thing may be.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing though, because there's also a lot of other things I'd like to talk about, but we're gonna have to figure out if we want to go just in a certain direction or keep it broad where we can talk about anything.
Yeah, and I guess either viewer feedback. Or just what we want to do. That's a goal for season 2.
We need more feedback.
Yeah, well, goal for season 2 is getting a sense of identity. Who are we?
Who is the Cookoo?
Cookoo podcast.
The Cookoo podcast.
See, we don't even know who we are.
Yeah.
But I feel the goal is to figure out who we are, be more structured, have more guests, better episodes. Just more. I mean, I want to be more entertaining. That's the main thing.
Me too.
Me
too.
I'm not gonna say it, but I was gonna do we need to do some bad naughty things to catch people's attention?
Oh, wow.
Link in bio, but no, yeah. But I want to grow. I want to grow the YouTube channel. Is my main goal as the social media manager.
All right. I guess my main goal is consistent uploads.
And
so, yeah.
I always like to end the episode or kind of talk about if you want to come on the podcast or you want to kind of tell us what you want to hear, always just hit us up on Instagram or any type of social media. Most of you know us, so
yeah.
If you don't know us, just slide in our DMs on Insta. Any closing thoughts, final notes?
Thanks for listening to season 1.
Oh yeah, what favorite moment of season 1? What was it? Favorite episode? What moment? What would it be?
The one where we were arguing about music or what you need to do to be successful.
Okay.
Because I feel we had a very passionate argument / discussion about that.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
I got really into it, so I enjoyed that one.
Maybe making episodes debate episodes between us two. That would be interesting.
I think that would
considering
be cool.
how heated. I don't want to say heated, but how
it's not heated, but more just passionate.
Passionate, yeah.
So it has to be something we both care about.
I actually like that.
But
I like that conspiracy episode, even though I liked it because it was very quote unquote controversial according to YouTube. It got taken down.
Yeah, true.
So I kind of just exploring things like that. Why is this controversial? Why is it getting taken down? But now you kind of think about it, I did honestly, season 1 was a lot of growing and learning. It was fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I had some funny moments, yeah.
All right. Well, that's basically it for me.
All right.
You know what to do.
You know what? Stay horny.
Stay horny.